Depression is a word which is really commonly used these days. But what exactly is depression? How can we know and how can we actually cure it without any medication? If you would like to know more, then do stick around till the end of this video. But first, welcome to my channel Core on a Mission. I'm Manpreet Kaur and I'm a mind energizer. I help people master their mind so that they can easily and effortlessly manifest the life they have always desired to live. And that is all you have to do. Learn to master your mind. That's a basic prerequisite to actually live the life you have always wanted. So if you like content which is related to manifestation, the law of attraction, powers of the mind, then do consider subscribing to my channel and don't forget to turn on the bell icon because I'm posting a lot of content these days. As COVID has really dampened people's spirits, and I feel I can do a little bit by adding more energizing videos to their life. So let's begin with the video. Depression. This word has become so common. Now, there are people who are clinically depressed, and there are others who are depressed, but maybe they're not on medication as yet. There is no particular age, there's no particular gender, or any particular reason why a person can become depressed. So, if you know the signs, it will become very much easier for you to analyze whether you are also going through certain, signs of depression. You could require some help, or maybe somebody around you, your loved one, or your friends, or somebody you know, could also be going through certain, hard times, especially after COVID. A lot of people have been going through these sort of emotions which they have not been able to process properly, and that is the basic reason why we have seen that the suicide rates have really increased throughout the world. People are literally depressed. They don't know how to get out of this cycle. That is the reason why I have made this into a two-part video series. And in this first part, I'll be discussing about the signs of depression as well as the science behind it. And why I'll be discussing the science behind it, because that way it will really empower you to know, give you hope as to how you can actually come out of it. It doesn't have to take you years, it doesn't have to take you months. And how I can see it, because I myself have battled depression at one particular point in my life, and I know what a person goes through and how you can actually come out of all of this. I'll be your cheerleader for success in this part. So, after watching this part, do go to the second part and see how you can actually do it for your own self or for others around you. Since it is a very sensitive topic, and those who are already on medication or thinking about it, please, I would highly request you, do not go off of medication. Uh, Consult your doctor or therapist, whoever you are going to, along with this video, and start taking baby steps. Don't think anything can happen all of a sudden overnight, even though you can change your thoughts suddenly about the situation. But taking small baby steps will really help you move on the right path, right? So, first of all, what are the signs that a person is depressed? A depressed person usually has a feeling of hopelessness. Now, what does that mean? Usually, a person who is going through or has gone through some negative circumstances in their life, uh, they are mostly living in their past, or they're stuck in the present situation. They don't know how to come out of it. Or maybe it is something which is not of their liking. So that is the basic reason why they are depressed in the first place. So, since their concentration is totally on the past or maybe on the present circumstances which are not favorable to them, they are not able to think about the future. And I'm frankly telling you from my own experience, that is the truth. At that point, when I was also going through this phase in my life, I couldn't see the future at all. In fact, I never wanted to even see the future. It was like I was so engulfed in what is happening to me right now or what has happened in the recent past. So at that point, your future seems to be bleak, black. You cannot even see anything. What is going to happen after this? Will you even survive? Will you see the next day? So it can be as bad as that. So it doesn't have to be really bad, it could be just a beginning, but this is a major sign that there is a lot of hopelessness. Secondly, there is sadness and irritability. Usually, a person who is going through these emotions is really sad at every point of time. Now, what does that mean? Even if they're with their friends, even if they are with the family, even if everybody's merry making around them, but they don't seem to enjoy anything. That sadness seems to be engulfing them from inside. And maybe sometimes they're not even able to speak up or tell people what they're going through. Even a small trigger could make them so irritable and they could lose their control without even knowing why did they do that. So these are the basic symptoms, and even I can vouch for that because I remember that point of time. No matter who is sitting in front of me, no matter where I used to go, whether at home, whether anywhere else, it didn't matter. That sadness was pervasive. It was a part of, of my everyday life. So, truly, if you're feeling always sad, then this is another sign. Another sign is loss of interest in anything you do. Now, certainly, we all have some or the other, hobbies or something which we like to do in our free time, or maybe going out, or maybe just spending the time with our family. It could be something which makes us really happy. But when a person is going through a depression, they do not even like to do all those things. They cannot even muster the courage to start doing those things the way they used to do. Or even if they are doing them, they are not excited. They are not passionate about it anymore. So that loss of interest is a basic sign. Now, another thing is there is a lot of decrease in concentration. They're not able to concentrate on or make proper decisions for themselves. It's like your mind is all fogged up. You cannot clearly think, you cannot clearly do anything. And at that point, you feel like, just let me be. I don't know what is happening. It's like you've been cut off from the world. That is how it feels. Basically, what I can say is from my experience, it used to be like a person, there's a swimming pool, and you're just sitting outside the swimming pool. And that swimming pool, if we say, is something like life. So you're sitting outside, you're not actually living life. You're just a mute spectator. You haven't gone into the waters. You're just sitting out and you're just trying to live life like a maybe a victim, maybe a person who is not concerned about anything, what is happening, or disinterest, basically. So that is the sort of feeling that comes. Another major thing which happens is a change in your sleeping patterns. A lot of times, people who are going through depression are either sleeping too much or they sleep too less. Either they, start having insomnia where they are not able to sleep at night, or there are some people who keep on taking small naps throughout the day. And along with that, there's a change in their eating patterns as well. Either they start eating too much, emotional eating, as we say, or sometimes what happens is their diet is so reduced, they don't feel like eating anything. So that could lead to change or fluctuation in their weight as well. So these are some of the signs. It's not necessary that everyone should have all the signs, and it's not also a prerequisite. Everybody has their own way. Everybody has an individual body and circumstances. But somehow, these are some of the things which I could relate to while I was doing research on it as well. That it is quite true. I myself have gone through certain patterns, which I have just told you right now. Some could be less, some could be more, but more or less, it seems to be the same thing. which I have told you today. So just look out that maybe if you have someone in your family around you who seems to have lost interest in anything and everything, please take a note of that and be more sympathetic, or I would say empathetic, and try to listen out. What are they going through? Maybe just by lending them your ear, you could help them come out of this situation. Now, if we go down to the science of why is this actually happening to us, why would anybody would like to, go down this rabbit hole of negativity and depression and grief and anxiety? Why would they like to do that? But you know what happens? I wouldn't say it's your fault, but that's the way our body is made. Now, I would like you to hear out what exactly the science is behind this negativity or this depression. So, what happens is when we have a negative thought, at that point of time, an electrical charge, is sent to our brain, and that is known as a hypothalamus in our brain. It produces a chemical according to each, signal that it gets. Now, since we have been sending negative thoughts, when our problems might have started in life, so when we are sending electrical signals to our hypothalamus, and it knows this is negative according to our belief system, whatever we are perceiving is happening in our life, it could be negative. So what happens is it releases a chemical known as peptide. Now, when it knows it is something related to negativity, it will release a certain chemical according to that belief, according to that negativity. Let's call it a victim peptide. Now, what happens is when that peptide is released, victim peptide, it goes throughout your body, and all your cells, they take up this chemical, and that is literally causing pain in your body. It is a painful, chemical, and it actually causes physical pain in your body. Now, the interesting part is our cells are addictive by nature. We cannot do anything about it. That's the way they have been made. So, once they get this dose of peptide, the victim peptide, now they are addicted to it. So, what happens is next time they want a bigger dose of this peptide. So what happens? One day, one fine morning, you get up, you're feeling, very low, very negative, and you don't know why are you feeling that way. It's because your cells, they're wanting their dose of that peptide. They need more of it. They're addictive. So what happens is when you get that notion, or when you get that, certain urge that you have to release that chemical, you start thinking of more negative things in your life. And when that happens, again the charge goes to the hypothalamus, and again it releases more of the same victim peptide. Now your cells, they are happy. Yes, because they have gotten their dose of the peptide. Now let me tell you, when the cells again reproduce, they have more and more, cells who need more of this peptide. So literally what is happening is a vicious cycle has been formed, where more and more negativity going down, spiraling downwards with negativity. And this leads us. One negative thought can really, take us down further and further towards depression. And this is how we are stuck in this mechanism, which is going on through our body and the brain, how it's functioning. Now, if we take it to a little bit spiritual level, if we go down to the law of attraction, again, at that, if we see the brain is again and again, giving out those chemicals, negative ones, and what we are giving out to the universe is being again attracted back to us. So, the more negativity we are posing out to the universe, we are attracting more negative circumstances back to us. And again, it reinforces the fact that since there's more negativity, so we feel we are justified in being depressed, in being negative. It's a self, fulfilling prophecy. The more negative we feel, the more negative we attract. And again, the chemicals are being produced in our body for negativity. And that is where we become stuck. We get into the negative state, but we don't know how to come out of it. Now, the reason why I have told you the exact science is that no matter what is happening outside in your world, in your circumstances, it doesn't matter. Let me repeat it. Whatever is happening outside in your circumstances, the events, the people around you, they cannot make you depressed. It is your perception. If you change your perception from negative to positive, then what will happen? The exact opposite. Once you start feeding your mind with positive thoughts and images, the exact opposite will happen. You will send an electrical charge to your hypothalamus. It will start releasing more chemicals which are positive in nature. And those loving and positive chemicals will run and rush around in your body, and your body will feel so good and energetic. And one day you'll wake up all of a sudden in the morning and you don't know why you're in such a good mood and such great energy. And that will again lead you through the law of attraction to actually think about the reasons why life is so good. So your life changes into a self-fulfilling prophecy again. But this time it is for the positive. When you take that decision, it all begins with a decision. Let me tell you. If you take that decision that you want to come out of this, then, then the whole universe is going to conspire to help you. And I can tell you from my own experience, that is what had happened with me as well. I had taken one decision that this is enough. Okay, I have been going through a lot. Okay, I may be in the lowest part of my life, but I want to take the decision. I want to come out of it. This is not the way I want to live in my life. There's a lot more. And at that point of time, I did not know about the whole science. I did not know about these concepts. I was just taking that decision for my own self because we are given this life to live it to the fullest. And secondly, if even science proves it, that no one is doing anything to us, we only are responsible, not in a bad way, but we are responsible for our own thoughts and the way we can go down into a negative spiral. So if today you choose that you want to come out of this, then definitely you can. And it's not as hard as you think. I will share the rest of my journey in the second part as to how you can start with the small baby steps and actually come out of what they call depression. I hope you liked this video. I hope you found it informative. And if you did, then do share it with your friends and family members. You never know who might need this information and how it can actually help people around the world right now, especially when these are such testing times for everyone. So, till we meet in the second part of this depression series, Love and Light from Manpreet Kaur. See you in the next video.